Okay, welcome everybody. Coffee and art on Monday morning. Thanks everybody for being here. Have a few plans for today. Let me turn this fan just a little so it's not blowing my camera cord. And so I've done a little bit more work in mythomorphia. I want to call it mythmorphia, just like imagomorphia and anamorphia. It's mythomorphia. So I want to do some more on that. We did work on this page last week with the mountain, and I'll readjust the light in whatever page we're working on. Right now I'm just trying to show all the stuff I want to show today. Then when we go to do projects, I'll readjust. Yes, Terry Trouble in the house. And thanks everybody for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching the recording, thanks for watching the recording. It's a live show on Ustream with the live, mostly awake, myself included. Busy weekend, mostly awake chat. So thanks everybody for being here. My videos are long and chatty because they're live with a live chat. And it's live action. So yeah, so I have, you can see it's starting to get a little fluffy here with a couple of backgrounds worked on it, and so we'll probably work a little in that. I'm working on this koi fish painting for somebody, and so it's just got the wash on it right now, no real detail in it yet, but I'm probably not going to work on that today, but I just want to show you what I've been working on. And then I also printed out a couple of girls out of the Look. Let me see, where's the book? Out of the Look color book to practice. Hang on, I'm under the table here. I was looking for the Look book. Here. Out of this book by Suwa. And we worked in this quite a bit. We've done quite a few pages and things in this book. So I just printed out a couple copies out of it on cardstock to test our Huhuhero markers that we've all got enabled by Paula and Eileen and others. So I'm going to try to just play with these and see how they work on a couple of printouts. So if y'all have any questions, you like the mythmorphia, then oh yeah, it's just that you get used to saying it, but then it's mythomorphia. Yeah, hi Steffi. So I wanted to just play with the markers on these two girls. I did a little test here on this light just to I wanted to make sure that my cardstock or my ink from my Epson printer would not bleed, and it looks like it's not. So I just went over that little light with a couple of yellows, and then as you can see, I didn't put anything in between and went through it, because you know they're alcohol markers. It will go through. So anyway, I just wanted to play with them a little bit, and so I printed a couple of these girls out on cardstock just to test. So yeah, so that's what I have planned for today. And hey Lori, anybody else popping in? Thanks for being here. Oh, Carrie, did you post the picture of Bailey? Let's see, because we were talking. Let me look on my phone. See. We're just talking about our pixie mod Carrie and her dog, and we couldn't find a picture. Let's see here. Maybe I'm thinking maybe she posted a picture. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Can I show him? I'm going to show him anyway because he's so cute. There's Carrie's little pup. I got it. Yeah. Thanks, Carrie. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the Huhuhero thing here. Now I've got to readjust the light. Let me put this calendar under here so that maybe that'll help. And then I'll readjust the light, and maybe we can color a little bit with the markers. So as y'all know, it's always a challenge to stream on white. I'll zoom in a little, and we'll see what we can do here. It's not too bad. I think that might be okay. What do y'all think? It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, it's a little flashed out because, like, see, that's how dark it really is. You know? I guess I could prop it up on a board. What's that? Here. Let's put it under a clipboard. The whole thing. The whole shebang. So I can tilt it up a little. Like that. Just a little. So you can see. Okay, so I want to just, oh, let me get a practice piece of paper so I can see the colors. And let me put a piece of paper behind. All right, hang on, let me get my papers here. Put a couple sheets of paper behind here so I don't, or whichever one I'm going to work on. Maybe, well, I don't know. I guess it really doesn't matter. I don't have a lot of skin colors in this Huhuhero set. Remember I did a swatch. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. I did a swatch test, or a swatch. These are all the colors that I got in the, the lighting. These are the colors that are in the Huhuhero set. Let's try it again. Let's try bright light again. It's always the light. It's always the light. Oh, it's a little better. I just don't want to leave bright light on and have it flashing in and out, in and out. Let's try this. Nope, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Here. These are the colors that I got in the 80, I think there's 80 markers in there. And they're on Amazon, or were. I don't know. People were saying that they couldn't get them because we all ordered them all. I'm sure they restock all the time. But they're Huhuhero is what they are called. But there's different ones. There's some that start with an O, and there's different sets, and they run like for 80 markers. I think mine were like $36. Bye, Carrie. Thanks for stopping in. I think they're around $36 for the set of 80. And so these are the colors, and I wrote all their name, their color names down. And they're alcohol-based markers. And then here's all the grays. So we have the cool grays, the blue grays, the green grays, and the warm grays. And then here's the, the reds, oranges, and browns, and yellows. Here are the blues and greens, and the pinks and purples. So there's not a lot of skin color choices here to do flesh color. But I wanted to just play with them just to test them out and for their blendability. Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know about this lighting. Let's see. Let's try again, guys. Let me try to zoom in one more and see if we can. We'll see what happens when I start using the markers, because it's on white paper. Yeah, there's a lot of grays, but there's some really nice blue grays, warm grays. There's some good grays in there. Okay, so Julie said hers are called Oh-Hoo-Hoo. Just Oh-Hoo-Hoo. And these are called Huhuhero. So again, there's just different names for them. I've bundled them up by the colors so that I can just pull them out and use, find the pink family, the yellow, it's just easier when they're bundled like this to pull out the whole batch. So that's how I have them bundled up. And so I think we'll just try to practice on her. And again, I'm on a clipboard here so I can tilt it away from the light, but still show. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Yeah. Okay, so they're just printed out on some like 90 weight cardstock, just to, I want to see how to play with the blendability of these. So I think I'm going to start with their hair. And I think we'll probably do like pink hair, blue hair, you know, something like that. And they bloom. And I want to see how they blend, how they blend well. So maybe we'll do her with pink hair, and you know, if I do the other girl, maybe blue hair or something like that. So I was hoping this would help with the lighting, but okay. Let's see. Oh, we'll just play with it and see. All right, so I want a couple of, you know, I want to have a little test page here to test what color I'm going to use on her hair. So we want a light pink and a medium pink and a dark pink. I'm just going to, you know, start with like maybe three pinks. So let's just look over here. And these markers, they have a bullet tip and they have a chisel tip. They're not brush tips. Hey ye. They're not brush tips. This one's kind of fluorescent. I don't really want the fluorescent. I kind of want, that one's kind of a peach color. Let me see here. Let's go with these two. Okay, I like that one. It's bright, but it's not as, okay. So, and this is even a darker. So I'm thinking if I go with a really light and a really dark. Okay, let's go with these three. All right, so we're going to go with these three colors right here. I don't know, guys. You're going to have to help me if you can tell the color and the lighting. It's so hard for me to tell on camera because the whole thing looks flashed out to me. So you don't know. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want her hair to have, you know, lighter highlights. So I'm just going to, again, we only have a limited palette here, but I'm going to just color all her hair, just kind of start getting it wet here, because it's the wet edges that let you blend, right? So first I'm just going to start with having her hair all pink. Hey, Jen. And then maybe this little strand here. Behind her ear. Hey, Fancy Lime. So we're going to do a little of this practice with the Huhuheros. Or sometimes I guess they're called the Oh-Hoo-Hoos. There's just different names for them, but they're just like a generic alcohol-based marker. So I just want to get a base coat on first. And they do go through even on cardstock. Whoops, I got it on her face. Oh well. We'll just have some hair going down her face. You call them the Paula markers because she's the first enabler? Yeah. Paula, then Eileen and Janet, Julie Topaz. I don't know who else has them. Okay, I've got to move this book. It's in my way. Sliding this down, up and down. So I just want to get the whole thing covered first. Then we'll start blending in a couple colors. I have it on a clipboard here. I have the right light off, but it's still wanting to try to focus in and out. I don't know why that is. I have no idea. Okay. There we go. Hopefully, lock it in, baby. Lock it in. Yes, there we go. All right. So now it's just got one flat color over, and this color is, what color is? I don't know that it matters too much, but it's violet, pastel violet. And then I got this color here, which is, well, actually these two. Let's see which ones they are. We have pink, what is it called? Pink? Pale purple and azalea purple, but they're pinks, you know. It's just cardstock, Palm, like 90 weight cardstock. And we're just wanting to play with it. All right, so now let me take the next darkest, and I'm just gonna get the next. I want some light in there. Let's see, this will be darker in here, and then down here, and then that'll be lighter there. I'm just kind of, you know, imagining where the light and shadows are going to be on her hair. Be probably a little darker. And I should probably use bees in the bullet tip on some of these little tiny areas, but I'm just twisting the chisel edge to get to the point. Yeah, oh yeah, it bleeds through for sure. Yeah, alcohol markers bleed through pretty much on everything except render paper, you know. Let's see, I'll have a little darker here. There'll be a highlight right there. And then, let's see, a highlight there, a little darker here. I'm just kind of imagining where the light's hitting her hair. Okay, same thing on this side. And I already went on her face a little bit there. This is just a practice page. I know they are kind of odd names, you know. I mean, I don't know who named them, you know. They'll have darker in there. And then right down here. And maybe a little bit darker there. So I just want to keep some highlights. See how that's working out so far? All right. And I'm just, you know, I'm just playing with them, guys. All right, now I'm going to go with the darker one. The darker purple, or, well, they're calling purple. Azalea purple, which to me is just a dark pink. Yeah, Julie Topaz has Huhuhos. These are Huhuheros. Okay? And like I said, I think they were like $36 for 80 markers. All right, so now I want a little bit darker here. So I'm just using these 3 shades here to play with. A little dark right in there. Then I'll go back and blend. I'm just kind of trying to establish where I want my colors right now. And I'm no marker expert, people. I'm just learning them like everybody else. Okay. If you have any questions, put them in caps. You'll take the next color and blend them together. Hang on, just a minute, Palm. Right now I'm establishing, and you have to kind of do it when they're wet. But this paper is really wet now with all that I've just put on it. Okay. All right, so I'm just trying to establish where I want my lights and shadows. Something like this. Okay. And then to blend, now I'm going to take the medium again and go back over where the dark is and kind of blend those two together. Okay. And then I'll take my lightest one and blend that up into the light. So, you know, as long as they're wet, they're going to blend. Okay. So like that. So let's go back up here and go back to the medium. Oh, that's the dark. And I'm just going to kind of go over the dark and the medium. Okay. And then I'll take the light and blend those two together. See how they just kind of blend? Maybe I'll have a couple extra strands running through there. A little darker right there behind her ear. And then I'll go back with the light. I can't compare these to color pencils at all. Color pencils, I might have 20 layers in her hair. Right now I'm using 3 colors and just kind of, it's the wetness. But it's not the same as color pencils at all. So I'd have to say no to that. Because you're working with wet. It's more like watercolor than anything. You know what I mean, Vern? It's while things are wet that you're able to get them to blend. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe just a little darker right top. All right, let's go back to the medium just for a second, a little bit more right here. I'm just playing, guys. I told y'all I don't do markers. This is my first really, you know, it's the first time really attempting it with my hoo-hoos for sure. So, yeah. I meant about the blending with the lighter. Yeah, but you know what, Tom, that I don't go by that because sometimes I'll start with dark, sometimes I'll start with light. You know, I usually will start with a full-on, like I started with the all light pink just to get something on there, just like a base. But then after that, after I get that initial color on, whether it's in a color book or whatever, then it's light, dark, medium, dark, light. It's back and forth. I like to get an initial color on there, and then there's no rules for me. Again, guys, this is just how I do it. Please don't don't look and say, oh, well, Dede did it this way. Seriously, guys, I am just playing with them, you know. So, yeah, there's plenty of tutorials out there. I want to get in between those hairs right there. On people that do this, I mean, they use these markers like for a living. You're welcome, Val. Hey, Clarissa, how you doing? So I'm going back in here with just a little bit more dark, like, you know, right in some of the real, make sure I don't, I want some really nice darks. Of course, you can go in there with the gray and darken it even more, but right now I'm just trying to keep it real basic, you know, real basic. Again, I want a little bit darker in there. Right behind that little hair. Pull a couple strands down. So yeah, don't quote me, guys. I'm not a teacher, and I'm just showing you how I do it. That's right. Play to learn. That's right, Julie. Play to learn. And that's what we're doing today. We're playing with our hoo-hoos, our Paula markers that she enabled all of us. There you go. So something like that, you know, something like that. Bye, Vicky. Now, the one thing I would probably think is if you're going to go, like if I did the skin right now, I would want to probably dry this, or at least make sure I don't touch that, because if I probably touch the skin color with, you know, the pink, I'm sure it would bleed, you know. Okay, so I do think I want her to have like the same color lips. So I think I'm gonna go with the lightest pink, and I'll go on the I'll go on the bullet tip, and because I'm trying to also test how if they bleed very much on this cardstock, which it doesn't seem to be, but I'm not oversaturating those little edges either. I accidentally touched her teeth. Yes, I know, Terry. We're playing with our hooves. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do her eyebrows too, pink. Ah, Terry. So I'm going to flick up a couple little hairs there. And the place where I touched her teeth right there, when I'll go in there with my Posca or a gel pen, and I'll go in there and whiten her teeth. All right, now I'm going to take the medium, and I'm just going to try to get a little on the edges here. See, I'm thinking that the thing you really have to watch out for is the color bleeding off of the past your lines. You know what I mean? Hey, Jean, are you on the bus? I thought you were going to be driving home today. Because I don't think you're streaming. At least that's the last I heard, because you're traveling. Let me get my Posca here. And let me fix her teeth. This pin's, I don't know why I keep trying to get this one to work, because it's like almost empty. I just need to bust out another one, because this one is almost empty. There we go. I don't know. I think these markers are cheap and they're working pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the eyebrows here with the darker and just put in a little bit of. Again, we're going over top of a color book page. We're not doing our own line art or anything, so we're limited to what's already on the page. We'll be too busy and tomorrow, so waiting until... Oh, so you're waiting till Wednesday to come home, Jean? I missed it. It scrolled by. Bus will be too busy today and tomorrow. Okay, so you're coming home on Wednesday. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Sassy Pants. All right, so I'm kind of liking that. And here's another thing. Technically, probably, I should have done her skin first before putting on her makeup. Because now I've got to be aware of, touching anything. So I'm not going to do any makeup or anything like that. All right, so let's test out. I've only got like 3 skin tones. And let's just test those out here. We're just going to go with what we have. That was the idea. This is not a 3 marker challenge, but it's almost. All right, so let's see what colors we have here. Those two almost look so similar. I mean, like really similar. It's 23 and 25. One's called Barely. No, it's got to be Barley Beige and Salmon Pink. They look almost exactly alike on here. And then let's see what this one is. They're kind of an orangey colors. They're a little on the orange side. This one is called Powder Pink. See, these are called pinks and these are called purples. And I don't, who knows why they name the colors I do. I never go by the names or the numbers. I go by this right here, the swatches. So, yeah. So those are the colors that I'm going to have to go with. I don't know if we got a... Let's see. Let me look at my charts. Maybe this cream color, which will be in the yellows. Let me go. Let's try that. It's just called cream. It's a little bit more, a little oranger color here. So maybe we'll go with that. So links are not open, guys. If you need something, ask Eileen or Terry or Marilyn to open links for you for a minute, and then because I'm leaving links closed. So let's see. I think I will go. The pale yellow isn't bad either. Let's look for pale yellow. Here's pale yellow. Okay, so let's go with that. Nah, it's too yellow. So I think I'm going to go with these three colors. So I'm going to try to go with what they're calling cream. Again, you know, don't think about these by the names that they've named them. Okay. And then powder pink. And we'll see how we can blend these. And then the lightest one here is salmon pink. So those colors. So we're going to try that. So what I'm going to do, just like I did the hair, and put a base coat over her, because I want her to have, you know, now if I have any white highlights, you know, I'm not used to doing that with these markers. So I'm going to, we'll see. I might leave a little bit of on her nose right there. Let's see if I can pull this off. Maybe a little under. See, I've already, remember I accidentally touched her face with the pink. All right, so then let's go kind of down her nose here, across here. I'm just going to kind of get, this is my lightest color, not including white. So I'm going to kind of have to try to think about where I want any white highlights left and not touch that. And again, I'm just probably right under her eyebrow. I like a little white. And then maybe on that side of her face a little here. Okay. No, it'll be darker there. Maybe a little light there. And just touch her ear there. Can y'all even see where I'm leaving it white? See, for now, I'm just leaving some white areas where that may be the highlights. Probably just around her chin there. And I really suspect, guys, let me just say this. I suspect when I start adding the other colors, it's probably going to get darker. More, you know, much darker than I would want it to be. But we're rolling with it. Okay, so she'd have probably a highlight right there on her shoulder. I'm going to leave a nice white area on her shoulder there. And then let's just get a nice coat everywhere else where there would be no real bright highlights. Maybe right down the middle of her arm. I don't know, maybe there might be a little on her back. And then that's the back of her neck. Something like that. Imagining. Looks like she missed her self-tanner. Well, wait a minute, guys. Y'all have no patience, people. Kimberly. This is my first time trying to do a face with these. All right? So let's just give me a little bit of a break. All right. So now I'm going to take the darkest color of the three that I'm using, which is the cream color, which is this color. These are the three colors we're going for, right? Those two blended really nice. I haven't tried to really blend them, but okay. All right. So now let's see. And I'm using a chisel tip, not a brush. Now the brush ones are easier to blend, just saying. Okay. You girls crack me up. All right, so I'm going to have a dark right in there on this side of her face. Probably right around the eyebrow. I'm just kind of having to, and again, I touched her. I'm going to almost probably make that hair coming across her face because I touched her face with pink. All right, so down there. Let's do her nostrils here. I'm trying to do it kind of careful. So a little on that side of her nose. Shadow there. Just gonna have like a shadow here, on the side of our face. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't turn out, it's just a practice cardstock piece, guys. Yeah. Alright, like that. Inside her ear, it's going to be dark in there. And maybe, I don't know, I was thinking about putting eye makeup on her, but right now I'll just put some something like this. Okay. Alright, it's going to be the darkest part right in there behind her. This is her, she's got a little strap there for her dress. And then in here, it's going to be a shadow in there. Probably right back in here. A little more. Okay. All right. That's where my imagination took me. All right. Do you enjoy working with... well, the thing is, I'm kind of trying to concentrate and talk to you guys at the same time. And having this being my first time using them, it's a little tricky to try to explain things because it's hard to explain what I don't know yet. You know what I mean, Vern? All right, so now let's go to the, let me see which color I had here. Yeah, this one. All right, so now we're going to go to the middle color, which was, they are calling it salmon pink. All right, so now I'm going to just kind of start blending in the dark. I'm going over the dark and kind of blending in so there's no harsh line. Can you kind of see that? Okay. But I don't want to lose my nice pretty whites there yet, you know, the highlights. So I want to just kind of make sure I'm just blending. And where it's wet. Now again, the chisel tip doesn't blend as nice as a brush tip. All right, now I'm going to take the lightest color here and blend that in. I mean, a marker expert is going to just try to blend that out. Somebody that's used Copics all their lives or markers a lot would probably be able to do this so quickly and easily, right? Was this my lightest color? Yeah. No, this is my lightest color. It's my medium color. You know? All right, let's go. Okay, I gotta test it because I keep forgetting which one's which. I have to go by the, yeah. I have to go by the way it looks on the paper. See, that needs a little bit more blend right there. Let's go to the medium one. It's a little bit darker right in there to kind of blend those two together. I think. Something like that. Does it come with a blender? No, it does not come with a blender. I do have a blender, but you know what I found out by playing with the blender? The blender, like the Copic blender, it's not like a blender. It's almost like an eraser. It's more a lifter than a blender. The Copic blender, it's more of a eraser. I mean, I can play with it. We'll see what happens. with these. But I'm trying to kind of keep her, I don't want her like a flat color. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep it, let's see what this light, if this is lighter. Hang on, let me test this one. No, that's too orange. See, I only have, I think the thing is too, guys, I'm limited to these colors, right? I mean, if I had, you know, a little bit more closer colors, you know, more shades of the colors. But this is all I got in this set. So skin tones are probably not the best thing, but I wanted to try it. I wanted to play with it, you know? So skin's probably not the best thing to test on. Okay. But again, guys, there's plenty of videos out there for people that have done expert, you know, Copic and marker blending, right? So don't email me. All right. Now I'm going to try to lightly, I'm barely touching where I want to try to blend out some of the, you know, blend in some of the, but I don't want to lose every bit of that white. I want to leave a little bit of the highlight, the white highlight there, as much as I can. And faces, this is probably the hardest thing to try to do. I mean, my very first time picking up the Huhus to blend, and I'm doing a face. It's probably the hardest thing. Well, let me know, Palm. Try that out and let me know if that works. Okay. All right, so there we go. All right, something like this. I'm not hating it. Not hating it. All right. Again, if I had one shade lighter, because this is my lightest shade. If I go over, I'm going to lose all my highlights if I'm not careful, and I don't really want to lose all my highlights. So I'm barely touching, trying to keep a little bit of those highlights in her face, you know? Not too much, but just a little. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like a liquid eraser from what I've tested, you know. Again, guys, please, this is my first time trying this. Maybe well, I'm not going to say I guess I should not have done this on a show. Maybe I shouldn't have. All right, now let me go back to the darker, and I'm just going to see where I want a little bit more shadow right along there. You got to be careful, though, here. And right up there. Oh. All right. Just going back and forth between these three. Kind of blend it in a little. It's almost too light on that side. Let's just kind of darken it a little. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, again, guys, please go watch the pros with markers. I'm having fun. Just saying. I'm having some fun. Alrighty. Now, just let that sit there. Thanks, J-Love. Yeah. Need a little bit of, she's got a little something, I mean, the way they drew her with a little thing on her nose. A little divot thing there. I could spend more time. I'm just playing here, practicing a little. Okay, let's see. I think I want her to have green eyes with her pink hair. So, let's go with the lightest green, which they're calling yellow green. Let's look over here. So I think I'll go with the yellow green. Maybe, well, her eyes, it's only a dot. There's not much space here. But I'm going to start with just putting in yellow green. And then the grass green, or, yeah, grass green. Oop, wrong end. I'm going with the bullet end right now. And the highlights and the black in her eye and her eyelashes, I would go in there with a pen, like a, you know, a Sharpie pen, not a marker. All right, so I got a couple shades of green in there, but I want to, let's get them. Okay, I think I better let that sit for a minute, let it dry, because I don't want it to feather. Hey Laura, I don't want it to feather, so let me hit it with a heat gun. Now, again, guys, this is just a copy on cardstock. Get her eyelashes and her pupils nice and dark. With my Epson printer. All right, now where's my Posca? I'll add another highlight in her eye. And let me go back over her teeth again. Remember, I touched her teeth with the pink. She had lipstick on her teeth. Yeah, I mean, for, you know, 36 bucks for 80 markers, guys, I'm not complaining here. But I wanted to play with them because y'all know we all bought them. We got to play with them. I just have it here on a little clipboard. So, got a little bit of eyes. See, it needs a little bit more blending, but the thing is, guys, I only have 3 markers, 3 skin tones. So I have to use what I have, right? Let's see what this is, the lightest one again. Nope, the other one is, I think. I have to use what I got. That's the orangey one. I think that's the lightest. Let me look again at my chart. Because I'd like to blend them out a little bit more, but I think it's either barley or barely. It has an E in it, so I'm thinking it's barely, is the lightest. So, what do I do with it? So I'm going to take one more pass with the marker. You just ordered the markers for Oh, okay, TMT and I just ordered the markers for $14.44 on Amazon Canada. That's great, Jean. All right, so now I'm going to take one. Oh, this is so dark. I thought that was the lightest one. I'm not sure if the pink is the lightest one. I'm trying to just use these markers. And, you know. Okay. Just these. Very light. Alrighty. I better stop or I'm going to lose every bit of my bright white light, you know. Okay. And free shipping? Oh my gosh, Jean. I have my white Posca. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of liking it. Might darken up just a little bit more in her ear. No, go with the bullet. Let's get a little bit darker. The inside of her ear there. for the 80 who for the 80 Huhuheros, Jean. I'm trying to see which ones you're talking about. Okay, I'm a little darker in there. And a little darker. The shadow there. They were what were the brand, Jean? Were they the Huhuheros? Okay, she has a little bit of a, I won't call it a wrinkle, but her eyes, like she's smiling and has smile lines. I'm just kind of going in here and touching up as much as I can with the markers. No, there's no white in the markers. White would have to be a paint pen. These are alcohol based. You're not going to have a white. You have to use a paint pen. Yeah. Good deal, Jean. Good deal. And this kind of, I can't stop. I just can't stop shading and blending. Alrighty. Thanks, Vicky S. for my first time doing skin with alcohol markers. It's not too bad. You know, I want to stay under the clipboard so I can move the whole thing. Keep pulling it out. I know. I want to keep working it, right, Jean? I know. Go back to the chisel tip so I can do a, better streak of color. But what I am liking, Jean, is this is from my Epson printer, and the ink is not moving at all. The printer ink is not moving, which I'm really liking that. All right, last blend. One more blend. One more. Can't help it. Can't help it. There we go. Well, I am varying my pressure here, guys. I am varying the pressure. And how long you touch it. Like, like if you hold it down, and this is 4 pieces of paper here so it doesn't go through on my page. If you hold it down, you're going to get, well, this is probably not showing up. But if you go quick, you'll get a lighter pressure. If you kind of hold it down or scribble on it, and while it's wet versus when it's dry, it's going to matter when that's going to matter. It all matters because it's like watercolor. They're alcohol-based markers, don't get me wrong, but it's like you're blending wet to wet. And depending on where you touch the edges will make it blend or not, depending on if you touch a wet edge or a dry edge. Okay, so that matters. And just kind of going back and forth and blending. So yeah, I probably need to leave her face alone now, her skin alone. That's okay. Guys, this is my first time. This is my first time doing the skin. All right, so let's see about her dress. So to make it quick like a wash, and by the way, guys, after we do this, and I wouldn't mind doing her either, just to play with another one. But this is probably enough torture for you for one day. I'm going to do her going with the greens again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing her whole dress in the light green. And you can see this is where I printed it out. You know, that's the edge right there. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll take the darker greens, this one maybe, and maybe this one. So I'll take the grass green and the, what is this called? It's called bronze green, kind of an olive green. Yes, thanks, Terry. I'm kind of impressed. Now I'm going to take the bullet tip and I'm just going to color in some right on top. Now it probably would have been behooved me to dry this because now it can bleed. You know, probably should do that because if I put this dark green on the light green while this is wet, it's going to bleed. So let me dry this. Okay, and I'm going to do a few of the little designs here. Thanks, guys. It's a practice. I thought y'all would like to see me practice, but I don't know. Sometimes we all don't have much patience. Thanks, Kimmy. Alrighty. So maybe that. A little bit of dark up there. And then maybe take the what did I say? It was a bronze green, kind of like an olive green, and do a little bit more design in here and here. And maybe I'll go in there with a little bit of yellow too. Let's see. Okay, that's probably all those. Now let's go in there with kind of a yellow. Let's see what kind of, this one is deep yellow. Let me look at my chart here. Deep yellow, kind of an ochre color. That'll be good. But yeah, you want to dry it so it doesn't bleed. Unless you want it to. You know, if you want it to bleed. Something like that. And then I think I'll just take a green, one of these greens, and just do her strap green here. And I want to do a couple more strands of her hair too. And then maybe just a little green over the top of that black. Won't show much, but I'll know it's there. Are there sales on, Terry, the link you're posting? Is it for the one Jean's getting for Canada, or is it a different one that's for our area, or for the States, I should say? All right, now let me go back to my, where's my little color practice thing here? Okay, I think this is the one I want here. I think that's it. Yeah. And I'm going to take the bullet nib and I'm going to do some hair strands, extra hair strands. So like I'm going to start with this one that's already there, but I'm going to add more. No, I don't want to overdo. I'm just going to do a few. And then this one down here. that went across her face. I'm going to have a couple coming right over her arm. Something like that. And you could shade those, and you could highlight them too with white Posca, which I might do. I think her neck is a little too light right there. I have a little too much highlight on her neck. And it's kind of, there we go, that's better. Maybe I'll do one coming across her forehead. Let's get the right end. Let's see here. That's a little thick. Something like that. Okay. Now let me dry that so I can go over it with the Posca. Bibs have to... Okay. Bye, Steffi. Thanks. I missed Jean's answer. I don't know if Jean said if it was here or not in this country. Okay, so again, this is how I'm bundling them. I have them like this with a rubber band. Oh, there's another pink one. This is how I'm kind of storing them in my bag, in my Huhu bag. I just like I do my color pencils. Like here, see the yellows and oranges. And then if I want those colors, they're all together. Here's all the greens. Thanks, guys. All right, now let's see if my... I should just bust open a new... I'm trying to get every drop out of my Posca that I can. Oh, it's an introductory price for Amazon Canada. Okay, hey, Donna P. All right, so now let's just see here. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to open up another marker. Yeah, this one I think has bit the dust. One moment, guys. Oh, let's just, here, I got a Sharpie. Let's try the Sharpie. Sharpie paint pen, okay? Because these are easy to get. You can get these at Michael's. All right, so let's test that out. So I'm going to put a few. I got to turn it just a little so I can follow the hair here. Alrighty. It might kind of soak in. We'll see what happens. Because I'm going over these alcohol markers, you know, and it may not stay. We'll see. I want a couple here. That's too much. I have to go back over that. I can see it a little. It did kind of turn a little pink because it's picking up the marker, but it did highlight it, as you can see there. Okay. Now I'm going to do the strands down here. And see, I just like the effect of it going like right over her clothes and wherever. Okay, so let's do this one. Could even add maybe a couple little... Let's brighten up some of these little designs. We'll put some little... Just because we can. Something like that. So let's move this out of the way. Let me take it off the clipboard here. Alrighty. So it's not bad. It's not too bad. And see, it does go through. And this is 90 weight cardstock. But there's our test with our Huhuheros. Again, let me show you what the bag looks like. Let me put them all back in here so you can see. I think there's 80. Do another quick review. And nobody's paying me. I'm not sponsored. We all got enabled by Paula. But they come in a nice bag. Zipper, you know, it'll all zip up here. And I put mine in rubber bands. If you don't put them in rubber bands, they're all kind of floppy in the bag. But, you know, I rubber banded them up, so it looks like this. And the little H there, I've scraped it off. But it's supposed to be, oh, let's see. Let's go in here with the, let's fill in that H. With my Sharpie. So it's Huhuhero. And the colors, I'll show you the colors because I did swatch them. Oh, I feel so stressed out. Not really, but you know. Okay, so let's show you the colors. Here's the grays, which there's the black there, and then the cool grays, the blue grays, the green grays, and the warm grays. There's all your gray. I'm tilting a little so that it doesn't flash out. See? That's more true color right there. Alright, and then here are the reds, oranges, browns, and yellows. I scraped that one off because I thought that should go in the greens. So I put that one in the greens. And then here are the purples and pinks and flesh. So we only had 3 flesh tones there. And then here are the blues and greens. So those are the colors that I got in my 80 set. And some people said they've got a little different sets, so I don't know. You have to just really kind of research it. But I mean, I got all of them for 36 bucks. Canadians. Jean and the girls in Canada, I guess Amazon's got some kind of a special for $14.99 for the set in Amazon CA. So yeah, so there we go, guys. I hope y'all kind of got a little bit you know, giggles out of it. So I think I'm going to stop this video, and then we're going to go on and work in Mythomorphia, because I did do a little bit of work in it, and so we'll go over on that. So again, these I printed this out, and where's the other girl? I printed out these 2 girls out of my this one and this one. I didn't work on her, but I printed those out. Those are from the Look book by Suwa. I love this book. Let me show you. I'll show you a couple of pages that we've done out of this one. We've done this one, and I know I'm really zoomed in. And we've done this one. And that one's just got a background on it. This girl here. And I've done a couple where I've cut them out. I did one for Paula, one for Eileen, with different materials, with the water brush pens. And so anyway, all right guys, so just hang loose. I will stop this recording and start another one, and just glad y'all got a little bit of a idea of how they work, and we'll be right back.